Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to the next episode review of Season 2 of Kaiju number 8, Episode 18. And I would say, really enjoyable episode. No action, pretty much no action in this episode, so, which I'm totally fine with. There's sometimes you need to take a little load off of just action all the time, but regardless of that, Episode 18 was also great because now with the twist that the last one where they uh, kept Kaiju number 10's body in storage, So, and and then with the vice captain Hoshino, Asashino, um, sorry, uh, face itches, but asking about hey, what do you know? What do you know about information on Kaiju number 9, right? And brilliant enough, he goes says basically pretty much Kaiju number 9 is his daddy basically. Number 9 created number 10. That's more speaking. I'm like, oh wow. So number 9 creating kaiju number 10, but he also created other kaijus. I mean, there is a split. There is a shot in here where we see kaiju number 9 in the director general's body, right, sitting in some cave where all these other egg sacs are, or all these other sacks of eggs or whatever are hanging around. I'm like, oh boy. And this part, this was giving me vibes from Solo Leveling, right, with the whole army of ants and the whole army and the eggs and all that stuff. It's kind of giving me from Solo vibes from the end of season 2 of Solo Leveling. So, but he's like, hey, give me more information, but if you use me, make me into a weapon, and I will tell you more info, right? And only that you can wield me. Telling the vice captain you can wield me, and I'll give you more info. Because I see because he sees telling vice captain like he enjoyed that fight that those two had, right? He enjoyed that fight. Not only Kaiju number 10 enjoyed that fight, but vice captain liked enjoying that fight. And he's like, well, give me a second. Well, you know what? No, no, thank you. And as after he steps outside, he's like, whew, yeah, that guy's. I'm just like, that's insane, But then he gives a second thought. Well, he walks back in and is like, okay, I'll consider it. Just give us the information. So, so everyone's been called to this. All the captains, vice whatever, all the heads of the Japan's force. They're all called together in this big meeting. Even to a point where one of the vice captains of what was it, the 4th Division has he has a bottle of sake in front of him on the screen because he's not there presently. He's on the computer screen, and so he has a bottle on his side, and he just kind of pushes his eyes like, oh, whoops. This is the point. And amidst of all this does still bring a funny sense of humor. So, but Vice Captain Oshino is like Hoshino. Sorry, I'll just call him Vice Captain because that's what we know him as, the Vice Captain. So he's telling everyone about the information about about Kaiju number 9, and people are so astounded, are dumbfounded about what's It just makes it like that. Kaiju number 9, he was a villain in it, but he was the villain we see of him, the version of him we see him in this season, right? He's grown to be this big villain that we all have grown to hate, but a monstrous villain. And so, like he said, he created all these other kaijus because if he's capable of making number 10, he can make a bunch of other kaijus like him, maybe even die kaijus, So, and everyone's just wondering what we should do. Well, Mina, who's also on the computer screen at the meeting, he's saying, maybe we should use some because the younger generation of the forces has been proven exponentially. So, we're recommending one of the candidates to seem very promising to use another one of the Daikaiju weapons. and especially the Kaiju number 6. And so they know that. Sorry, let me start this again because my dog's been barking like crazy because of the cat. There's a cat outside, so it's been distracting. I get distracted when she keeps on yapping and yapping and yapping. Sorry about that. But anyway, let me start again. Okay. So Mina was recommending one of the promising young soldiers as a candidate to use Kaiju number 6, and that is of Reno Ishikawa. And because he seems one of the most promising young recruits, who's improved since he joined, right? So now they're wondering because Kaiju number 6 was a very powerful kaiju that fortunately that's one that they mentioned that it killed Kikuru's mother. It killed her mother and several other good other what they mentioned other four like a lot of soldiers and 4 captains, including Kikuru's mom. So that was like a very powerful kaiju that she did the self-sacrifice for, for the good. So they're wondering if he's capable of to wield this power of the Kaiju number 6. And plus, they're saying because now that because whenever it absorbs a person, it absorbs the memories, right? Since it absorbed the director general's memories, he probably Kaiju number 9 has like the strategies and stuff of all the other people, right? Of the defense force. So what the vice captain is saying that maybe we should do something that he cannot predict. That he cannot predict, maybe catch him off guard and surprise him in a way, which does seem to be a smart move because he probably won't be expecting like another one to use a powerful kaiju as a weapon, or let alone if Vice Captain will use Kaiju number 10's power, or let alone he doesn't know about Kaiju number 10 still alive or give him the information, right? So pretty much I would say that's a smart move. So the captain of the 4th Division tells about Ichikawa, say, hey, you could do it though, but I refuse for you to do it. He says this once, but he says it twice. Twice with that a second time when he was in the hospital. So, but because it's gonna take a log for one person to wield a powerful kaiju weapon, because if it's someone who wields it, it kind of like drains the life energy out of the one person, like half their life or whatever. So Reno Ichikawa accepts it. So he tries on the gauntlets, or the gauntlets, right? And they commence, and so they see him. It's like I said, it's very a lot for him to take in, right? And then we see him like how when back when Kafka was like losing control, we saw himself inside of himself, and we sees the monster of that parasitic one that was inside of him. Well, we see that Ichikawa is seeing that kaiju monster right in front of him, like it's still alive, right? And that proved too much because the next thing he wakes up, he's in the hospital. So, because clearly it's a lot, for someone to do this sort of thing, but he still wants to do it though. Now you can say even though the captain of the 4th Division says I don't want you to do it, I refuse to, but he still wants to do it. He's still persistent though, because Ichikawa, he wants to protect the people, right, and not alone especially also protect with Kafka, right, because after everything they've both been through, he still wants to protect him. But at the same time, if he does this, it's kind of like sending death flags to Ichikawa. Like will he die after all this? We don't know yet though. But he may be able to be strong. He will be. We would say he'll be strong enough to use the number 6's powers, right? But I was like, who's gonna give more of the death flag now? Is it either Kafka or Reno? Right now, it's probably potentially it's gonna be Reno, right? So, but it's been a very interesting episode. Not only as enjoyable, but it's been very interesting. Like you don't have to have action in everything, right? Sometimes you need to slow down and take stock and let them explain stuff, right? So yeah, I like the whole thing how they're gonna trying to outsmart number nine by not expecting him to predict what they're gonna do next, like using these other powers of these kaiju's of these dai kaiju's, right? Like using number six and having like especially the Captain Mina recommending Reno to use the power because he's been showing the most potential of the younger soldiers, you know. So, but and then the whole thing with number 10, you know, say, hey, if I give you information, make me into a weapon, but you get to wield me. So that's and the fact that the number 9 created number 10 is quite insane. But he's creating other kaiju's as well. We see him in that sitting in that cave, you know, with all those other sacks. You know, it's like, was this giving me vibes of season 2 of Soul Leveling? Really? Because they already had, because we saw with the ants, like we saw at the end of season 2 of Soul Leveling. And plus, now, why I like to have Ichikawa die? No, because I like that character. And plus, and here's a surprise. When I was at the last week, I was at the GalaxyCon in downtown San Jose. Adam MacArthur was there, so I had him sign this. Yeah. And I told him how much I like the character, especially how awesome the show is, you know, so... That's why, because would I like to see Ichikawa die? No, I don't, because I really enjoy his character. And same with Adam MacArthur, we were talking about it. And for really not only that though, this right there is his first sign, and he dated it because this will be. He was really excited because this is the very first Kaiju number 8 pop for him to sign, and that was pretty cool too. So I have here is the very first Kaiju number 8 pop that Adam MacArthur signed. That's what he put right there, first sign, and he dated it. So that makes it very awesome for me, you know. Yeah, because Ichikawa is a very good character, and I think Adam MacArthur did a good job voicing him. Of course, he's Yuji from the lead in Jujutsu Kaisen, so. But yeah, it's just like how this episode goes for Ichikawa in this, you know, trying the gauntlets trying to wield the powers of number 6. Is the guy probably setting a death flag anyway, but I don't want... Pardon me? Yeah, I don't want him to die because he's a great character. So... But regardless, it's been a great episode regardless. So what they gonna do? Because they say they have like a few months to train before the big fight happens. So they have Reno has like a few months to get this power control, or else it'll kill him. Who knows? So, but regardless, though, it's been a great episode of Kaiju Break because this show shows nothing but nonstop awesomeness for me because I love this show. So, but yeah, that's episode 18. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later. And by the way, I'll do a separate. Also, one thing, I'll do a separate video of me meeting Adam MacArthur and him we were holding this. So. That'll be out for a separate video though, all right? Because not only that, because that's the second time I met him. Because one time it was a while back in 2023 of the San Francisco Fan Expo. So this one is the second time meeting him. Which this time they finally came up with the Kaiju number 8 pop, so I thought I got the opportunity. So, but anyway, regardless of that, episode 18, great episode regardless. All right, see you in the next video.